what do you think financial insecurity look like for most people today?
What's happening is, in terms of financial insecurity, people are getting, bogged down into um, what will happen to me if I retire. Is there any money left of me when I retire? So, maraming insecurities that will come out if you are not familiar with managing your finances.
Ego. Kasi like you said, gusto natin ng mga bagong iPhone, gusto natin ng bagong relo, etc. Because ego lang naman talaga yun in reality. Diba? So gusto mong magpahanga din sa girlfriend mo or sa kaibigan mo, diba? At the end of the day, yung tinatawag na delayed gratification, diba? Mindful na you're delaying your gratification so that in the future, that will build your wealth and build and secure your future. So, all right. So, welcome to Wealth Building Journey podcast, where we dive deep into the strategies and insights on building wealth and achieving financial freedom. My name is Dennis Hilario. I'm an entrepreneur and business consultant. I'm excited to be here, of course, with my longtime friend slash partner, Paul Familara, who's also an entrepreneur based in New Zealand. So together, we'll explore the common pain points around financial insecurities, debts, and basically a desire for financial growth. Sharing our practical tips and real-world experiences to help you take control of your financial future. So, yun. Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Dennis. Kamusta? How are you?
Okay naman. It's been a lot of events and things that happened since our
Yeah,
last podcast. Ang tagal na nun. But this one
correct.
is a different podcast. No, siguro, for the sake of the audience, introduce natin yung sarili natin ulit, who we are, and why are we doing this podcast.
Okay. All right. You want me to start?
Yes, go ahead.
Sige. Yeah, we actually talked about this a few months ago and collaborated for this idea. The purpose really being is that we would like to journey into a wealth building concept, no? That would be easier, palatable to everyone in the audience. Yung maiintindihan, mas masusundan talaga. And of course, tayo being entrepreneurs, and we also build our wealth also, journey natin yon, to build more.
Right.
But as you mentioned, yung what happened to us in the last time na nag-meet tayo, we were also talking about expertise. No? You asked me to share with you sales and marketing expertise so that people can look at what are the most practical approaches in sales and marketing, or both sales or marketing activities. And for me, from that time to this point, I became a chairman of the New Zealand Philippines Business Council, which is very, very influential in terms of helping out New Zealand businesses find opportunity for business in the Philippines. At the same time, Filipino businessmen investing on business or creating business in New Zealand.
Right.
I have my own marketing company here in New Zealand, an extension of my Innovate Marketing in the Philippines, which serves BPO industries and other small and medium enterprise. I'm also running an e-commerce product, which is imported meats for ordinary Filipinos. So that's a
Mm.
very good target market opportunity, which I'm looking at expanding the full Philippines area or environment.
Yeah.
So yun ang mga nangyayari sa atin, and this wealth building journey that we would like to share in the podcast is really an opportunity for us to expand more reach for both Filipinos abroad and in the Philippines.
Right, right. So, yeah. I remember yung e-commerce ng mga steak. Hindi pa ako naka-order. Pero,
Hindi, na-realize ko nasa Lipa ka kasi Manila pa yung ano nun
oo
yung
nga, no?
order capability. But yeah, meron naman nag-order actually up to Laguna, Baguio, pero sabi namin, if someone who's gonna pick it up from Manila, that's great. But if you will deliver it to Lipa, that's gonna, take a while. I'm looking at expanding this by coming up with franchises.
That's good. Maybe I can introduce here in Batangas, no? Only pa. Yeah, that's interesting.
Tama.
Again, another wealth building opportunity.
That's it. The
Yeah.
moving opportunity.
So in my case naman, again, my name is Dennis Hilario, no? So I've been doing business less like you in the past 20 plus years. Ang naging flagship business ko is a software company which I eventually turned over and sold to another entity. And as you know, I'm doing business coaching and business consulting, but more on existing businesses who wants to improve their business processes so they can get their business to the next level. So basically, that's what I've been doing. On top of that, some small businesses like a co-working space here in Batangas, introducing cafes, even music I also do. So there's a lot of things no, in my plate. But somehow I am trying to consider myself na rin as semi-retired in terms of operational and day-to-day work no, sa business. And I have the time to do
Mhm.
this podcast on top of some other things that I do. The reason why I am motivated to do this because just like all of us we experience yung financial literacy kasi is one of the most powerful tools that you can have, but it's something most people are not taught. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So actually sa school, I don't know, hindi yata yan tinuturo, in my experience, wala yata akong subject na tinuro ang financial literacy, di ba?
For an entrepreneur, somehow biglang nagpa-pop out yung ano na yan eh. It becomes like a bubble that comes out from you
Mm,
once you get into your entrepreneurship.
right,
You try to understand more about financial literacy, how you'll able to expand more of your income. Why? Because you want to grow in your business, not just by making money, but to grow the opportunity of your business, right? But that what comes out of that is money coming in. And once you make money come in, you don't want, as a business person, you don't want to lose it.
right,
So what you find ways to make sure that you don't lose that money by spending too much, or probably investing more, so that even if you spend more, you still have more left. And
right.
that's really what wealth is. Anything that meron ka na hindi mo ginagamit kasi nandiyan na siya, nakasubi na siya, very 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 clear.
Yeah.
um para nakaipon yan dyan at nag-grow pa.
Right. I think in my experience din, bulk of my efforts in terms of wealth building is in the business. Just recently lang when I started exploring other channels like investments, stocks, securities, and whatnot. So, while, I'm trying to learn these things at the same time, yun nga, with this podcast, I hope na we can share those knowledge to the people so that magkaroon ng awareness and they know how to handle their wealth basically, no.
Correct. Correct. That's a
Yeah.
good idea. Oo.
Ayun. So we do have some I don't know topics or questions that we'd like to discuss in this podcast, no. As the first episode of wealth building journey. So number one is what do you think financial insecurity look like for most people today?
Also, well, what's happening is, in terms of financial insecurity, people are getting, bogged down into, um, what will happen to me if I retire?
Mm,
Is there any money left of me when I retire? So, maraming insecurities that will come out if you are not familiar with managing your finances.
right.
The worst thing that could happen is that, at the end of the day, every time you work hard making that money, it's still negative. And
Mm,
at some point, that negative piles up and piles up. This is something that we would like to avoid. And that's why what we're trying to do in this journey that we would like to share is to develop this kind of goal. No? Yung goal natin talaga is to help our audience in terms of understanding, first, where the finances will come from and how it should flow,
Mm.
that it will leave you enough for you to build on as wealth at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So siguro I'd like to lay out this goal also, no, Dennis. You might want to put that as a parang a font outside of our video, no.
Mm.
The goal here is really to educate the people, our audience, and then empower them, give
Mm.
them the strength and courage to act on it, and of course to create enterprise connections. When I say enterprise connections, you would like to build your opportunities where wealth can come from, as you said,
Mm.
business or financial institutions or any connections that give you other opportunities. Yes, those are things that you'd like to achieve.
Right, right. Well, you're right, ano. So, financial insecurity talaga is leading cause of stress and anxiety, no? Especially yung mga mid-age people. Pag bata ka kasi, you can take risks. Eh. Pero once you reach a certain point that you have a lot of responsibilities, like mga anak mo, and you are worried about the future, talagang it builds up stress. Yung wealth building in another angle or perspective is how to, parang it's about creating a buffer dun sa mga unpredictable things that may happen in the future. Hence, you'll have a peace of mind, di ba? Or something like that.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
yun. So, by learning financial literacy and talagang spending time and effort will reduce, if not, take out your stress and anxiety, di ba?
Mm.
So, that
That's right.
leads me to another question, which is yung debts.
Mhm.
So, one of the things kasi that impact your wealth building is yung debt, di ba?
Yes.
A question here is, of course, minsan, lalo na pagbata tayo, no? I don't know in your experience, but in my experience, the first time I held of a credit card, parang walang control eh. Talagang to a point na talagang gusto mo i-maximize lahat eh, di ba? So,
Yes. That's
siguro the question is, what strategies can be used to tackle different types of debts, no? Kasi on top of credit card, may mga student loans pa, may mga mortgages, 'di ba? Mayroon pang sa Pilipinas may 5-6 pa, 'di ba? 'Yun. What's your take on it, especially yung the topic of debt and debt burden?
Okay. So that is a burden, but that is also an opportunity. Meron sinasabi na sa principles of business, there's a good debt and there's bad debt. Bad
Okay.
debts are the ones that takes out money from you. Good debts are money that you borrow but make money more out of it.
Yeah.
Diba? So naintindihan natin yan. Kailangan maintindihan natin yung basic na yun first. But most of the people, when they go into debt, they believe that it gives them good things, no? Pleasure or hindi opportunity eh.
Right.
Sana opportunity. Kasi kung kunyari bibili tayo ng kotse, bibili tayo ng bahay, we will buy nice bags, nice shoes, nice clothes using credit card. What will happen to us is that at the end of the day, we still have to pay those credit cards, but those clothes, shoes, they wear out. It
Exactly.
didn't give you anything of value at all because may depreciation na agad yung mga items na yon. So yung
Right.
mga words na yun, depreciation, minsan nakakatakot sa atin yun kasi it gives me pleasure, it gives me the good vibe so I can work harder. That's true. However, if we will not look at this in a perspective of building wealth, ma-overlook natin yung value.
Right.
Kasi ako naman, ikaw rin naman, di ba? You buy, I'm sure you have expensive cars. You have your house could have been, more than 1 million, more than 3 million probably. However, it is not about how much you were able to spend. It's how much you're able to spend out of the money that you already have. Because otherwise, if you don't have that, you loan for it, medyo delikado talaga. So, ang strategy ko dyan talaga normally, pag may debt ka, because it's unnecessary, you wanted to have that. Let's say a credit card. Magkano credit card? It's 12% per annum. Is
I
that right?
think ano,
So
3% per month,
36%, no?
3% per month eh. So,
Yeah, 3% per month. So 36% per
yeah,
annum yan, di ba?
right.
Imagine, if you buy a 10,000 peso value of item, merong 3,600 is paid out to the credit card company.
Exactly.
That mindset itself, it's very burdensome. That 3,600, you can use it to eat something or probably buy something that would give value to you, make more money out of it. But
Mm,
if it's not, get rid of that.
right.
So pay that up first, the high debt, high interest debts. May
Right.
mga debts ka na mga 4% lang, 2%. Yeah, keep it at the last payment.
Right.
Kasi medyo mas mababa naman yung leakage ng money sa iyo nun eh.
Yeah.
So unahin mo yung high interest rate debts.
Right.
Ikaw, how about you?
Well,
What overwhelms you in loan payment issues? What's in your take?
well, yung in a business context kasi, no, I always advise na you you take a loan if kumbaga you have to question yourself, bakit ka uutang, di ba? Utang ka
Mm.
because you want to grow further. You want to buy assets. For example, in business
Mm.
context, you want to buy more inventory so that you
Mm.
can sell more. Or you want to
Correct.
invest it in marketing so you can reach more audience, and then in effect that you can sell more. Similarly sa personal side, you want to buy assets. I think yung takeaway dito yung sabi nga natin financial literacy, no? So we have to know what's the difference between asset and expense. Diba? Yung
Mm.
expense kasi after mo nagamit or whatever experience na nagawa mo, tapos na yun eh. Hindi mo na
Mm.
siya may babalik. Ang may iwan sa iyo yung utang. Unlike yung asset, once you buy an asset, maybe a property, you know, like I said, it can be an inventory na kung gusto mo mag-business, 'di ba? So that will give you a return dun sa debts na inutang mo. At the same time, may pambayad ka dun sa utang mo, no? So for pag bata-bata ka, wala kang, you know, wala kang control and wala kang knowledge about that. Talagang you always spend things that you cannot afford, no, especially sa credit card. Yun talaga yung burden. And na-experience ko yan before until I learned those things. No? So ngayon talagang hindi na ako bumibili ng something ng ano, na alam kong I cannot afford. Yun.
Ako rin yan, na-experience, pare-pareho tayo. Na-experience ko rin yan. Latest model ng cellphone, magandang
Right.
sapatos, di ba? Kotse. Kasi nung bata ka, parang akala mo every day that income will come in or
Right.
probably more. But then again, if you continue to do that, it will pile up, as I mentioned.
Mm.
So what happens is, if you have a credit card, ako na max out ko credit card ko hindi lang isa, siguro apat yun na max out credit cards ko, di ba?
Mm.
And then hinahabol ka na ng babayaran.
Right.
Hanggang sa binabayaran mo na lang would be just interest.
Correct.
And that's stressful. That's very stressful.
Mm.
Even though I need, like, among our my classmates in college, no, I graduated as a mechanical engineer. I got a good job in a high position in a company. Ako yung may pinakamataas sa salary, even dun sa mga nag-abroad.
Mm.
Imagine mo yun. Kaya lang, may utang pa rin ako na nagne-negative ako at the end of the month.
Mm.
Siguro, dreamers tayo. Kaya gusto natin bumili ng ganun karami.
Right.
Pero, dapat yung dream natin, kaya i-sustain.
Mm.
So, yun yung sustainability. Pag hindi natin mabayaran yung utang, may mali.
Right.
So,
Right.
ako natuto rin ako doon. Kaya ngayon, tuwing may bibilhin, tapos if you want to buy that with a debt, with a loan, titingnan ko, okay, how much is the interest rate? Okay, 4%. Sige, magkano yung kikitain ko dito pag binenta ko? 6%. Oh, may 2% spread ako or margin.
Mm.
Pwede, di
Right.
ba?
Right.
Hiramin ko yan, soli ko yung inutang ko. Meron pa akong 2%. Yun yung tubo ko.
Right, right. So, yeah, actually that leads to the question, ano, yung kasi nga most of us, especially younger people, may lack of financial knowledge. So the question there is that ano ba talaga what is like the basic financial concepts should everyone understand, to build wealth?
Mm. Well, Siguro tayong dalawa sumagot nito. Ito yung isang mga items na we're afraid of. We started with talking about
Mm.
when we were young, we made mistakes
Yeah.
in buying too much, buying a lot of items using our credit card.
Mm.
And some people, they're afraid of debt because of that.
Yeah.
'Di ba? They're afraid to use loan to purchase something kasi for that fear of making a mistake. So sometimes we should not be afraid of making mistakes. But first of all, if we make a mistake, learn from it. If you made second time, learn from it again. But less na dapat yung value ng mistake na yun,
Mm.
yung gravity. And then from there, you will now have a baseline of understanding
Mm.
where you are going to make a mistake or not. Calculated risk ka na,
Right.
di ba? So starting to calculate risk. And of course, you have to invest on financial literacy by understanding a little bit what is a compounding interest is all about, di ba?
Yeah.
Paano nagiging double ang isang investment mo in 7 years because of a 12% compounding interest. Yun
Mm.
yung mga basic na tinuturo ko kapag may nagtatanong sa akin eh. Kasi yun ang hindi ko alam. I didn't know those things
Mm.
before.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have a
So those are the
question.
things that for me. Yeah.
Is it ideal to ano umutang pambayad ng utang?
Umutang pambayad ng yes. It
Mm.
is it is it is necessary
Yeah.
if you need to.
Mm.
Why? Because if you have a loan, let's say 14%
Right.
interest rate, and then you need to pay out that debt
Right.
because again, it's a higher interest rate loan with a loan which is 10%, then you're now taking out 4% out of it.
Right. So yun
But
yung restructuring na tinatawag, no?
correct.
Yeah.
But if you can avoid that, then better. So don't do that if there are other choices. For example, if you have assets that you can sell so that you can pay out that debt, if that asset is hindi naman siya makakaapekto sa kung ano yung structure situation mo, you can
Mm.
give it away. Go ahead, sell that, pay out a part of the debt. Hindi
Mm.
naman 100%. So two approaches in paying out your debt kasi one is to pay out full with a lesser amount of debt interest, no, or loan interest,
Mm.
or pay it partially using your lower loan interest or a mixture or combination of some of your assets like
Mm.
money in the bank, property, or what have you.
Right, right. Well, ako naman, in terms of the basic financial concepts, ako personally, I teach, you start with being aware, no? And being mindful na talagang commitment na, starting today, tomorrow, I'm gonna mindfully, like, for lack of better term, parang track and monitor my expenses, basically my cash flow. So you can
Mm-mm.
do that by proper accounting or recording of your in and out as a
Mm-mm.
baseline.
Mm-mm.
Second is ego. Kasi like you said, gusto natin ng mga bagong iPhone, gusto natin ng bagong relo, etc. Because ego lang naman talaga yun in reality. 'Di ba? So gusto mong magpahanga dun sa girlfriend mo or sa kaibigan mo, 'di ba? So kung you'll be mindful of that will motivate you to mapigilan na bumili ng those things, no. So yun, kung kasi sabi nga nila ego is the enemy, no. At the end of the day, yung tinatawag na delayed gratification, di
Mm-mm.
ba? You're mindful na you're delaying your gratification so that in the future, that will build your wealth and build and secure your future. So it comes with maturity. Yes, kasi habang pagbata ka talagang mahirap magdisiplina, no? Pero it's good to be aware as early as now and start investing skills and knowledge one day at a time. Marami namang resources YouTube, books, financial advisors, mga podcasts, marami yan eh. So you just need to be allocating time to learn and practice these things, diba?
Tama ka, Dennis. Mindset yan eh. Mindsetting yan.
Correct.
Honestly, I have been more aware in how much am I buying sa grocery
Yeah.
ngayon kumpara noon.
Right.
Ngayon na mas meron akong wealth, ha? So, well, tomatoes here, for example, is worth $3 a piece. That's too much. Magkano yung $3? 150 per peraso, isang tomato.
Yeah.
So, naging concerned ako dyan. When I buy eggs, I compare, the eggs that is cheaper than the other, pero mas malaki yung size. Kasi marunong na ako marunong na akong kumilatis, so to speak.
Yeah.
So alam ko na ngayon kung alin ang mas mura na may value. So mas aware ako ngayon kasi because my mindset is really about building wealth, and you build wealth by making more money, keeping that money in your pocket. If you make money and then lose it again, it doesn't keep money in your pocket.
That is right. Yeah. 100%. Sige, so I'll jump muna in another subtopic natin. Let's talk about inflation and cost of living. Like as you know, inflation kasi is inevitable. No, wala tayong control diyan. But what are the things or strategies that we can do to protect against inflation? Siguro let's help our audience define muna what inflation is, and then again strategies to help protect ourselves against it.
Sige. Siguro ako I define inflation really is the losing of the value of the item that you're buying. Kasi pag nagkaroon ng sinasabing hindi naman directly ito, no. Pag sinabing, "Uy, ang inflation natin ngayon is 5% na." Pag sinabing ganun, pag sinabing ngayon 5% ang inflation, ibig sabihin kahapon yung binili kong sapatos worth 2,000 pesos, no? Or $100 in New Zealand dollars, for example. Is $100 siya kahapon. Ngayon, kung 5% ang inflation reading, ibig sabihin ngayon 95 hindi 95 pesos, no, 105 pesos na para mabili ko yung sapatos na yun.
Right.
$105, I mean. So, yun yung nangyayari. Nawawala ng value yung produkto na gusto mong ma-achieve. Tumataas ngayon yung presyo na kailangan mong bilhin. Yun yung pinaka-basic understanding of inflation.
Right. And as the cost of living increases kasi, yung value rin ng money mo talaga nagdi-decrease, di ba? And then parang nagtatry ka mag-build ng wealth, pero yung inflation naman dinadrag ka pabalik, no? So kailangan mong mag-keep up dun sa inflation and probably exceed yung inflation rate in terms of building wealth efforts, di ba?
Na-mention mo yung cost of living effect, di ba? And inflation rate na tinatawag. Again, example ako kanina, 5% inflation rate tayo ngayon. Bumababa yung value nung binibili mo. So what you're trying to avoid is keeping cash in the bank or keeping cash in your drawer.
Right.
Kasi yung cash na yun, if it's $100 before, it's also $100 today.
Exactly.
But that $100 might not be enough to pay for the $100 before item that you wanted to buy. You might need to buy that item before at $100. Now you will be able to buy that only if you have $120 or $150. So nag-inflate na yung presyo. Kaya inflation yung word eh. Parang balloon nag-i-inflate, di ba? So ano ngayon yun? Nagde-deteriorate yung cost of living mo kasi gaano ba kabilis tumaas ang sweldo mo? Yun yung kalaban mo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yun yung sinasabi mo, kailangan habulin mo yung inflation rate.
Right. Kasi tumataas yung presyo, pero yung sweldo mo hindi tumataas. So kailangan
Hindi pa tumataas.
Sabi nga nila, ano bang gagawin ko? Magtitipid? Sabi ko, wag ka na magtipid. I-double down mo yung effort to, di ba, kumita.
Increase income.
Yes.
Increase income.
Kasi parehong may effort yun eh.
Correct. To be honest, pinakatamad yung tipid lang eh. Tatabi mo lang yung pera, wala kang gagawin.
Yeah,
Pero pag wala kang gagawin, wala rin mangyayari, di ba?
exactly.
Ang what's good about this is this story or this lesson is even in the Bible.
Mm,
In the parable that Jesus, mentioned about yung binigyan mo ng pera yung isang servant, ang ginawa niya, hinukay niya lang sa lupa, tinago niya yung pera doon.
mm,
Samantalang yung isang servant, nag-invest siya, 5 times na nag-grow yung pera, yung isa naman 10 times na-grow yung pera. So
mm.
imagine mo yun, even in the Bible mentioned that we should learn how to invest our money because we have to get out of inflation.
Right, right. And I think marami rin naman option na inflation resistant na mga channels, 'di ba, or assets, like for example, real estate, stocks, no.
Yes.
So yan, we can dive deeper there later, no. Pero
Yes, we will dive deeper there later para
right.
mag-guide natin sila.
Oo, basta important meron tayong awareness na on top of our wealth building efforts, there's an inflation, ano.
Yes.
Which is kailangan nating
Inevitable. Hindi natin matatakasan yan.
yeah.
At saka, ang pinakamaganda example din is ngayon lahat tayo worldwide is suffering from inflation. Even America is suffering from inflation.
Exactly.
Philippines has been suffering from inflation. Kami rin dito sa New Zealand. I was surprised when I went home in December. Yung mga presyo na binibili ko noon, sabi ko, ano to, tipo 500 pesos na, tigo 1,000 pesos na. Dati, 150 lang yun, 200. It's so scary, di ba?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Um let's talk about this yung kasi lagi natin naririnig yung financial independence or financial freedom. So
Mm.
I think sino ba namang aayaw na meron siyang financial freedom, no? Um what do you think, what's your take on it, what does first siguro, what does financial freedom mean to you?
Well, I'll define it as the desire to stop worrying about, yung living expenses or
Mm,
constraints of financial burden.
mm,
Um, this is really about being able to pay the utilities,
mm,
pay the food, groceries, no, to start with. And if that is already out of your mind, kasi automatic yung yung pambayad doon sa gastos na yun, somehow you already made a step on financial freedom.
mm.
If that is a worrying factor for you every payday, you're still out of that level.
Right. Right. Ako, I agree, no. So, I think yun naman yung first milestone na gusto nating ma-achieve, Being able to pay the bills, pay yung mga commitments and obligations natin. Na we don't have to worry, or we are paying those by working on something na hindi mo talaga gustong gawin. Ginagawa mo lang because so you can pay these bills. 'Di ba?
Correct.
Yung iba kasi ang perspective nila sa financial freedom is that parang retired na lang, wala ka nang ginagawa, tapos ang dami mo binabayaran. And I think it's not about that eh. Life, I think, is about setting goals pa rin regardless kung may, you're financially independent or not. Like in my case,
Mm.
'di ba? So, like doing content for me is a passion.
Mm.
So while I'm doing that, and I have the liberty to choose na hindi na ako makialam sa day-to-day operations ng business. So that's, to me, is financial freedom because I'm able to do the things that I love to do, but at the same time I can pay my bills, I can build wealth while I'm doing it. Something like that.
Correct. Isa pa sa mga desire ng mga uh, young people or even who are already working hard towards their retirement is ang pagka-retirement wala na akong iisipin. But
Mm,
mind you, when you retire, depending on how much you made out of retirement, let's say you made 10 million pesos out of your retirement.
mm,
But that's about, let's say you retired 65 and you wanted to live at up to 90.
mm,
That's another 25 years. Ilang taon ka nagtatrabaho? 25 years ka nagtrabaho, na-achieve mo 10 million. Paano pa yung susunod na mga years na yon? How much are you going to spend out of 25? Let's say a million per year. You will need 25 million.
mm,
So yung 10 million will not be enough,
mm, mm,
right?
mm.
even if you spend 500,000 pesos per year, you will need 20 million. So, that is still, sorry, 50, five, sorry, 12.5 million. So your 10 million will not still be enough. Wala pang factoring inflation dun, ha?
Right, right. So how early should you start planning for retirement?
Um, Kasi kailangan mag-work back ka sa computation mo eh.
Mm.
Di
Sabi
ba
mo
pag
nga, you have to
nagre-retire
be
ka,
mindful in these things eh.
oo, think of end in mind.
Yeah.
Meron akong ginagawa ngayon na I put all together all my financial knowledge. And one of the things that I learned from in the book of what I learned in life, I learned from kindergarten by Robert Fulghum. End in mind. Think of end in mind. Ano ba yung
Mm.
end in mind na hinahabol mo? Kung gusto mo mag-retire na medyo magaan ang buhay mo, edi mag-prepare ka ng how much yung value ng ibig mo sabihing magaan.
Right.
Pag gusto mo naman mag-retire na luxurious yung buhay mo, mag-prepare ka rin ng value na sa simula pa lang mas magiging luxurious yung buhay mo. Let's
Mm.
put numbers on that. Sabi natin, mag-retire ka ng 10 million pesos para yung buhay mo is enough. Then, saan ka kukuha ng 10 million ngayon pa lang? Kung you start as early as 20 years old, as soon as you're getting a job, or 22 years old, as soon as you're getting a job, compute how much will I earn until I make extra to make 10 million when I retire at 60 or 65.
Mm.
And so forth, if you want to live luxuriously on top of what you're spending on a daily basis. Medyo tasking isipin. Pero kung alam mo na yung mga techniques, marami kang ibang opportunities like business, real estate, what
Mm.
have you there. You will now start building this amount as soon as possible.
Right.
Hindi yun mahirap. Kasi kung paunti-unti lang, kung papiso-piso lang araw-araw, talagang matagal.
Yeah. And in other words, the earlier you start, the easier it becomes. Diba?
Yes.
Kasi
By value of compounding interest, the earlier you start, the bigger it becomes.
mm,
But in wealth mindset, the more opportunities you put in, the more income you will be able to get. And that reaching 10 million, baka hindi ka pa sa retirement mo, baka 45 ka pa lang, na-reach mo na yun. Ready ka na to retire before that time.
right. Well, that's the reason why ang hirap kumuha ng insurance pag matanda ka na, di ba?
Correct.
So as early as your younger years, mag-ano ka na, i-secure mo na yung future mo. What's your take pala about insurance? Kasi my mindset kasi is I try to secure first my health. So that's why yun yung mga una kong naging investments, no. Yung mga critical illness insurance, of course yung life insurance and whatnot. And then on top of that, may mga tinatawag na VUL investments na nakakabit sa life insurance, no. In your case, how did you invest also in insurance, and what are the products or insurance types that you get?
Tama yung ginawa mo. Pero kailangan i-break down natin sa ibang topic itong insurance later on kasi maraming facet niya, lalo na sa Pilipinas, no? First of all, insure yourself because you want to save that money for your loved ones, no? Dahil hindi mo naman talaga magagamit yung insurance eh. Hindi para sa iyo yun eh.
Yeah, yeah.
'Di ba yung the life insurance kasi it will only activate kung wala ka na. Or kung meron ka ng critical illness like cancer or what have you na kailangan mo ipasok sa ospital. Yes, I have that as well. Why? Because I don't want to burden my family about whatever I left with that I cannot produce anymore, right? So you wanted to have that secured until they have enough, time frame na sila na makakahabol kung ano pa yung kulang doon, 'di ba?
Right.
Pero kung meron kang binild na business, tapos yung business sa'yo nag-generate ng pera, enough for everyday expenses, good. Pero kung involved ka doon araw-araw, at alam mo hindi gagalaw yung negosyo na yun kung hindi ka kasali, then if you don't have a life insurance, then your business might die with you or sooner than than what you think. And those who are expecting out of that may maapektuhan. So life insurance is important. I also get that.
Mm.
Of course, I have car insurance and everything. Why?
Mm.
Because I don't want to spend extra in terms of paying
Yeah, mahal.
gastos sa mga damage, di ba? I have also house insurance, fire insurance, everything. Kasi kung sakaling may nangyari, at least pwede ako magpatayo ulit ng bagong bahay kasi bayad yung bahay na nasira, di ba?
Right.
Or may content insurance pa yan.
Yeah, yeah.
Meron namang insurance na tinatawag mo VUL, no?
Mm.
Yung mga VUL na yan is merong component na investment. Kasi
Mm.
papasok yan sa value na kagaya na tinatawag natin na mutual fund eh.
Mm.
Kasi ang ginagawa nila, yung pera na linagay mo doon, eh, i-invest nila sa ibang vehicle, investment vehicle, tapos yung tubo nun, paghahatian yun ng insurance company. Actually, maliit ibibigay sa iyo, malaki sa kanila, tapos secured ka pa dun sa value ng insurance
Yeah,
mo.
nung investment.
So,
Yeah.
oo, so tinitingnan, kaya lang, may mga caveats dyan. Ibig sabihin, minsan sasabihin nila, eh, hindi ko masyadong kumita, eh, so wala kang
Mm.
kita.
Mm. Mm.
Or minsan, bagsak yung market eh, so pati yung ano mo, insurance mo natamaan,
Correct, correct.
di ba?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, yun yung mga tinitignan mong caveat. So, pag bibili ka insurance, intindihin mo mabuti kung ano yung mga nandun na coverage at saka effect nun sa'yo. Kasi at the end of the day, yung mahirap, yung bayad ka ng bayad, hindi mo alam kung may papakinabangan ka ba talaga nun o wala.
Yeah. You mentioned about you don't want to burden yung ano, no? Ibigay yung burden sa family mo or sa children mo. No? So talking about the family legacy and generational wealth, no? How do you think you can balance yung personal financial goals mo over the desire, to create this generational wealth?
How can you balance that uh, in terms of, future concerns?
Mm.
Well, pressure kasi yung gagawa ka ng legacy.
Yeah.
Di ba? Mas maganda talaga yung live your life. Punta ka sa
Mm,
beach,
mm,
maligo
mm.
ka, araw-araw. Di ba?
Mm.
Wala ka, kakain ka lang ng buko.
Yeah.
Tapos inom ka ng kape. Okay. Kaya lang, um, paano naman yung kakainin ng mga anak mo later on, di ba? So, ang gusto mo is meron kang maiiwanan sa kanila, pero at the same time, you enjoying your life. So, I think, yun yung gusto mong tanungin. Yan ba, may balance ba talaga dyan?
Mm, mm.
You, there are, I have seen this a couple of times when we did, our travels. Kasabay namin mga matatanda
Mm.
na I'm not putting this into Filipino-Chinese sila nung sabay namin na ano ang saya-saya nila dun sa pero hindi sila makasama dun sa ibang mga tours na pupuntahan namin kasi
Right.
mahina na sila.
Right, right. I
So
saw
ibig
that.
sabihin,
Yeah. I know what you
di ba
mean.
marami yan.
Mm.
Alam natin masipag sila eh.
Yeah.
Masipag talaga sila magtrabaho. Pero hindi na nila kaya pagdating na yung time na kailangan na nilang So kailangan balansehin mo rin talaga. Meron kang enough for yourself at the same time enough for what you leave behind. And the only way you can ensure that legacy is make sure that all that you're investing now will last forever. Or not
Mm,
forever,
mm.
but a little bit longer than your life.
Exactly, yeah. Well, on the other hand naman, you also would like to balance din yung parang ibibigay mo sa mga anak mo, no? Kasi pag masyado mo naman silang in-spoon feed, they would not have that desire or motivation to achieve their own dreams, no? So you also have to like balance that aspect.
Common yan sa mga yumaman. So tawag nila sa second generation,
Mm.
ang ginagawa ng second generation, winawaldas lang nila yung pinaghirapan
Right.
nung unang generation. And then the third generation will start rebuilding what had been lost.
Mm,
And
mm.
then it's a cycle again.
Yeah.
And that's why it's really important that we put the same mindset to the second generation, to our children.
Yeah. Another question, again, another topic is about the economic uncertainty and yung mga recession. I think yung recently, correct me if I'm wrong, we had some recent recession, especially nag-pandemic, nagkaroon ng gera, and whatnot. Pinakamalaking impact din, or na recession is around noong 2008, 'di ba? Nagkaroon ng yung sa Lehman Brothers. So,
Lehman Brothers,
yeah.
yes.
So how do you prepare for, the economic uncertainty while you're doing your wealth building efforts?
Well, because you wealth build, you are now prepared for these
Yeah.
uncertainties.
Correct.
Yun yung key doon. Pero kung meron ka pa on top of that, that's a good thing. For example, you mentioned about COVID, no? Nagkaroon tayo ng recession. Siguro i-define muna natin recession. Recession is when your GDP is negative. Pag sinabing GDP, yung tubo ng country sa bawat taon, no? Is well, on a monthly basis. Kapag 3 months ka na negative ang GDP ng isang country, dinedeclare na recession na yan. Ibig sabihin bumababa yung income ng country. Parang negosyo lang din kasi ang country, no?
Right.
Minamanage yan in that way. So now, pag sinabing recession, ibig sabihin naghihirap yung mga tao, mahal yung bilihin, ang hirap habulin ng pambili kaysa doon sa kita, or merong nawawalan ng trabaho. Malaking effect yun. So how do you prepare for that? As I said, the mindset of wealth building will prepare you for those things. You have to have a balanced portfolio. May cash ka sa bangko, may assets ka na pinaparenta, for example, na pwedeng yun yung pagkunan mo ng income habang walang pera pumapasok sa negosyo dahil bagsak yung negosyo, di ba? Or meron kang asset na mabebenta,
Right.
no? So it happened to me during the COVID. I had to our business was affected significantly, but good enough. We don't have we didn't have debt during the time. So kaya namin sustentuhan yung negosyo para to keep on going. Kaya namin bilhin yung kailangan namin bilhin. And of course, if worst comes to worst, maghanap ka ng iba pang trabaho, mag-double time ka.
Yeah.
Diba?
Productivity. Yeah.
Oo, maghanap ka ng ibang pagkikitaan na pagnegosyo, di ba? If kung nauso yung delivery or luto-luto, magluto ka. Di ba? Tapos yun yung pagkitaan mo to cover up yung losses during that recession.
Yeah, in my case, I sold 3 cars during the pandemic.
Talaga?
Tapos, doon ko na-discover yung personal brand ko, di ba? Kasi nga, just like similar to you, nag-struggle yung business namin before, yung software business. Kasi, 70% of our clients stop the projects, no?
Yes.
Some of them nagsarado din. So, ginawa ko, naghanap agad ako ng other options. And one of them is, developing the personal brand na eventually, naging successful. Not just, helping out the customers, but also on the monetary side. Yeah.
That's good kasi hindi ka attached dun sa asset eh.
Right.
Willing ka to give it up to progress your future. Isa yun sa mindsetting din na importante kasi pag nag-cling ka doon sa asset, ito na lang kasi yung treasure ko, maiiwan sa akin ito, hindi ko na pwede pakawalan to. Well, you can live without those things.
Right.
Again, survive yourself first today, move on again to the future. And that made you bigger because you have that kind of mindset to lose what is unnecessary and gain more which is necessary in the future.
Right.
Ako naman, I'll give you an example, which is funny kasi I sold a cheaper car during the pandemic. Well, 2021 yata yun. 2020. Paglabas namin sa lockdown, kasi maaga nag-lockdown dito, no? Tapos maaga rin umalis. Yun ang maganda sa New Zealand. No? Natawa yung mga kasama ko kasi labasan kami, nag-golf kami, no? Nagpakita. Tapos nakita lang bago yung sasakyan na binili ko. Hindi naman bago, it's second hand, but it's a personal car na gusto ko talaga na two-door na medyo sporty. Kasi binenta ko yung isang kotse na hindi namin kailangan. So nakabili ako ng isang sasakyan na kaya kong bilhin. Dahil alam mo kung bakit? Hindi ko yun mabibili on regular times. Kasi
Mm.
mahal yun eh.
Yeah, yeah.
Pero pandemic yun, I bought it siguro half the price.
Right, right. Yeah, parang stocks
So
din,
yung,
'di ba?
par-
Yung
so,
oh,
so yung alam mo yung timing na yun, hindi mo yun. So so kumbaga, I'm not using it as an example of bragging that I will be able to buy these things. I'm using it an example that you're wise enough that if you give up something, you buy something more valuable, but you know that it's more valuable now because it's less expensive than you buy it at the time na mas mataas yung presyo.
right.
Kasi kung during regular times, hindi ko bibilin yun.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd rather, keep the old car na
Mm.
na na hindi naman ginagamit, sige, yun na lang. Pero, hindi ka happy doon. Pero dahil kaya mo, meron kang
Yeah.
pagkakataon kasi nakapag-build wealth ka,
Mm.
tapos alam mo yung value ng pera,
Yeah.
financial literacy, di ba?
Right, right. Well,
So,
yeah.
ngayon, kaya ko pang yung presyo na yun, pwede ko pang ibenta ulit yung sasakyan na yun, na mas mataas pang value, tubo pa ako.
Mm. Para siyang
Kasi magandang
ano,
klase siya, tumataas yung value niya. At the same time, nabili ko siya ng mura.
yeah. The concept is like flipping cars and flipping properties, 'di ba? You buy
Yeah,
them in the low value, you improve it and then you sell in a higher value, no?
correct.
So, 'yun.
Correct.
Actually, those are basic business concepts na we should
Mm.
learn to not only learn but also try and experience, no, in wealth building. But
Pero ayaw natin na isipin ng mga ano na itong mga to si Dennis tsaka si Paul kasi may pera yan kaya ganyan ganyan sila gumalaw, ganyan sila mag-isip. Hindi. Gusto natin itong mga example na binibigay natin is parang sige, mag-explore kayo ng creative ways.
yeah,
Huwag kayong matakot. Pero syempre, i-secure nyo muna yung knowledge.
right.
Kasi kung hindi nyo i-secure yung financial literacy na yan, you will be afraid or you will do mistakes that are very expensive.
Yeah. Ako in my case, to be honest, I hindi ko nakita na I will reach into this point at this early stage, no. Actually, iniisip ko nga when I was like struggling in business and keeping up with the day-to-day ups and downs of business. Sabi ko, ito na ba yung gagawin ko forever?
Forever.
'Di ba? Hindi ko nakikita ko yung sarili ko at this stage eh. But I trusted the process and then
Yes.
eventually, I realized, nandito na pala ako. Yeah, so
Correct, correct.
just trust the process. Yung basic concepts na we are talking about now, uh, you know, i-practice lang natin, execute lang natin, and we trust that eventually you'll get to that point,
Mm. Ang isa pa, we would like to impress to the people or to our audience na nakikinig sa atin in this podcast is that wealth is not really about how much money you have in the bank. It's how much you're left with.
Yeah.
Meaning, how much you're left with, but covering all the things that you need.
Yeah.
Yun ang basic muna. Kasi once you're in that level, pataas ng pataas na yan.
Mm.
Tumataas na yung needs mo, tumataas yung gastos mo, pero kaya pa rin i-cover, may extra ka pa, and so on, and so on, and so
Mm,
on.
mm, mm.
So, hindi nakakatakot yun. Pero kailangan magsimula ka dun sa level of wealth building, of having positive, net positive income.
Right. So, overall, no, if we are integrating yung wealth building into our lifestyle, kasi I think yun yung dapat natin gawin di ba? So, how can you design a lifestyle or probably a balance of enjoying your money while saving for the future, no? So, what's your take
Yes.
on that? Yeah.
Yes. Diversification. Ang strategy ko, diversification. Meron kang biniipon sa bangko,
Yeah.
meron kang linalagay sa assets, no? Na pwede mo ibenta later on or pagkitaan ngayon dahil pinaparenta mo, let's say, bahay or building, or sa'yo, kagaya niyan, playground, we're talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Uh, and and you have money in the bank that every time there's money in, you put it in there, or you invest more on your business, invest on other businesses. When you say invest on other businesses, you buy other businesses that gives you more money, or invest on stock market where you invest on someone else's business and then just get a share out of it, and many forms. So ako marami akong parang kami ng ninona ng wife ko is we're very diligent in looking for other different opportunities. Maliit man ang kita diyan o malaki ang kita. Basta pag nadagdag yan later on. Pero hindi rin kami tumitigil na maging masipag. Every day we still find a way to put money in the bank.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, just yesterday, we're trying to develop a breakfast options in the playground, no, dito sa cafe. And as you know, while you are developing the product, gumagastos ka. Kasi taste test ka di ba? We're talking to Leslie nga, my wife. No? And hindi ko pa nagtataka, hindi ako nanghihinayang dun sa ginagastos natin for product development. Sabi niya, nagtataka nga ako, bakit? No, because these are investments na natututunan natin and at the same time, na-improve natin yung product natin which eventually become your asset.
Yes. Diba? Or cash flow.
Cash flow. Darating tayo sa point na we will get that return on investment because the process of testing and product development, failure yan talaga sa una di ba? And eventually, once you find that right mix and the right configuration of the product, as simple as spinach and mushroom omelette with cheese, di ba? Eventually, maraming bibili niyan, magkakaroon ng return on investment. Kesa naman ibenta mo agad without developing it and papangit yung feedback ng customers, masisira agad yung brand mo, di ba? So you really have to take one step backward to move 2 steps forward.
Dennis, may tanong ako sa iyo kasi di ba ganyan ka, no? You're very creative, trying to create new businesses and everything.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any instances that meron or nag-report back sa iyo, nagbigay ng feedback sa iyo na-inspire sila sa iyo at ngayon nagsisimula na sila mag-build ng kanilang business and then eventually build wealth? Nakita mo na tumaas yung kanilang status sa buhay dahil na-inspire mo sila?
Actually, that's a good question. I was about to tell nga na regardless, yung mga sinasabi natin ngayon, I would assume 90 to 95% of people hindi nila gagawin. 'Di ba? Yun nga yung gusto kong i-point out dun sa question kanina about how do you design a lifestyle? It really starts with the mindset. Sabi mo nga, being mindful of, actually basic lang being mindful of spending habits, i-balance mo yung mga investments mo sa different portfolio, etc. Yun lang yun actually. Kailangan mo lang talagang i-execute. And many of us, we don't execute. And kailangan starting today or tomorrow, you have to do a conscious effort to do these things that we talk about. Pero going back to your question, well, I do kasi business coaching really, and practically whatever I teach, part of my coaching kasi is monitoring the things that I teach. So meaning I really see yung progress nila. Like for example, teaching you branding and marketing. So I help them out craft the brand statement, the mission and the vision, and then the next session, they present it to me, and then the next session we do content planning, etc. So I really see it, and like siguro pinaka example naman ko ngayon, one of my clients I introduced from online retail. Sabi ko sa kanya, try distribution. And ngayon, pumapantay na yung distribution. Kumbaga, nag-double yung revenue niya because of that. Because wala siyang distribution before. So, I help out in terms of setting up the sales team. Sino yung mga tamang taong lapitan sa mga groceries, sa malls, and whatnot. And eventually, nag-double yung business niya because of that. So that's a very fulfilling journey as a business coach, no. Yeah.
Mm. That's good. We either inspire them by teaching them,
Yeah.
no? That's like what we're doing right now, no? And then we inspire them by when they see our efforts,
Right.
right? If they see us succeed, then they will have the this courage to do the same again, follow the process, look at the process of that successful person, and then look at how you'll be able to succeed based on that. There's a good story here that I would like to share with you. One of our employees, I think probably employee number 25 itong tao na to,
Mm.
IT guy, and he stayed with us for, let's say, 3 years, I believe.
Mm.
Um, Meron na siyang sariling negosyo, no?
Mm.
And it's been thriving for 3 years. And now we are working out in partnering together in that business so we can expand it more. So
Oh.
natutuwa siya that we will be able to professionalize that kind of business. So that is very inspiring, di ba? And ang sabi niya sa akin, sir, kasi nakikita ko yung paano mo ginagrind, paano ka magiging, stricto ka sa ibang bagay pero very compassionate ka sa ibang bagay, naintindihan mo kung paano i-drive yung mga tao properly. So, tapos yun nga, yung aspects of professionalism, yung tinuturo mo sa coaching mo is very important, yung mga systems na yan.
Mm.
Um, it's really cool to understand that people will see that. But out of the many, konti yung mag-a-achieve.
Mm.
Kasi susubukan nila, pero pwede silang mag-fail. Pero kung
Yeah.
if they have the determination, that's when you grow. And still, it's the same as wealth building. Wealth building
Right.
is mindset and determination, firsthand.
Right. Right. Siguro, yeah. Let's no, wrap this up, no.
Mm.
In general, what are your advice, no, in the proper mindset and best ways to achieve growth and financial mastery?
Mm. I guess really, first of all, you have to educate yourself. Listening to
Mm.
this kind of podcast, listening to other podcasts, add knowledge to yourself.
Mm.
Those are the things that is really important. Number one. Number two, empower yourself, meaning act on it. When you act on it, that's when you start seeing the mistakes, learning from mistakes, and applying the right things in
Right.
the future. But it lessens your mistake if you start, listening to people who have gone through the path.
Yeah.
That's one thing that you really have to. And then continue practicing it. Trust the process. Trust the process that it will happen and it will grow. Of course, it will take time. It's not an overnight success. We don't want to be an overnight YouTuber na nagkaroon ng 1 billion views tapos naging $2 million dollar sensation tapos afterwards wala na siyang view, wala na
Yeah.
siyang may post
One
na
hit
maganda.
wonder.
Yeah, one hit wonder. Walang ikahihita yun eh.
Yeah.
Wag yun yung habulin natin. Habulin natin yung ipagkakaloob sa atin na pagkakataon na unti-unti natin i-grind pero yung mindset na hindi lang okay, when you grind at work 8 to 5, whatever you come out today is the same as tomorrow.
Mm.
Your salary will be the same month after month after
Mm.
month. But if you run something, if your mindset is wealth building, you try to find more and more every day out of the box.
Mm.
And I guess as an example is while I was doing when I was working as with a good salary, by mind you, in a petroleum company before as a manager, may sideline ako ng mga negosyo.
Mm.
Doon ko natututunan yung mga mali. And I lost a lot of money but earned because I learned
Yeah.
my mistakes. There are many ways. Later on, we will go into details of that. But
Yeah.
mastery is about discipline. It's really about grinding and trusting the process.
Right.
I guess you have your own way of doing things. How do you like to share your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I think I mentioned din rin kanina, no, it starts really with yourself, no. Yung desire mo for growth, meaning yung growth mindset. And again, self-discipline is really the key to staying on
Mm,
track, avoiding this financial pitfalls, yung unnecessary debts. And talagang dadaan ka dun sa process na magkakaroon ka ng failure. It's
mm,
inevitable din, ano, and I think both you and I experience a lot of failure kasi tayo, sabi ko nga, ang entrepreneur talaga medyo malikot mag-isip, di ba?
mm,
Creative and like to try a lot of things, pero ang mindset natin, I assumed in your case also is that this might fail, di ba? So
mm.
talagang we already accept the fact that initially, mga first milestones and stages of working on something is may failure yan. And that
Mm,
will, ang kagandahan naman sa failure is that gives you the experience so that yung next attempt mo is gonna be better and bigger chances to make it a success. But again,
correct.
it doesn't guarantee na magiging successful right away. Maybe you might fail again. Pero it's really an evolution. Di ba?
Mm,
Failure and then pataas ng pataas. Babagsak ka pero paakyat ka lagi. As long as you stay disciplined, stay consistent, yun, that's my take on it.
correct, correct. Yeah, I guess our audience will really understand that we did not have these things happen overnight.
Yeah.
We did not get this as a like luck. There was a lot of effort and discipline that was involved in it.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Okay, so maybe we can wrap
Thank you.
this up. Oh.
Yes, Dennis, thank you.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in today's episode of Wealth Building Journey. This is our first ever episode of this new
First
podcast. So you'll be finding us in YouTube, Spotify, all the major podcast channels. And as always, we hope you gained valuable insights and feel inspired to take the next step in the financial journey. So be sure to join us next time and as we continue exploring the keys to wealth building and financial mastery. So until then, stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep working toward the life you deserve. So I'll see you in the next episode.
See you guys. Thank you.
Bye bye.